can still ruin my day. I see. My friend Gary Lambert is present. He's here. I was hoping that I could do that bring you on thing. Vin, I've missed you. I've missed you. How are you? Are you working? Vinny's a wonderful drummer who lives in Ukiah. He's like, well, he was my sister's little brother, and then I kind of, since my sister, you know, sorry. I give Vinny a hug. Hi, Vin. I can't wait to play with you. He's really, really interesting drummer. He's a cool person. He's a super cool person. Comes from a way cool family. And I'm happy that you're here. And I hope... Hey, Susan's here. Hey, Jeff. Susan is going to be on tomorrow night. Cheryl! No way! Oh, wow! Hi, Cheryl. I love your mask. I told Susan I had mask envy, but then I saw your Minnie Mouse mask. Oh, man! Oh, wow! One more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. Hi, Kenya. Hi, Lynn. Mama Grace is on. We can start. Mama Grace is here. I mean... Oh, I love you. I can't wait to see your home. That I might move in. Awesome. So, give me a minute. I gotta see what all this now. Listen to Steve. Sorry, Dee Dee, I forgot to do it. I ended up getting a phone call tonight by a fan who's going to hire me for a really cool show in August, and we had to do that, you know, talk and ooh and wow, yeah, and you know, like, and so I'm going over to their house Wednesday night, and fully, you know, I said I'm going to wear my hazmat suit. And hi, yay! Thanks, Dee Dee. 11:11 with Jenna has community and connection. New people here. I have to wave at my peeps. Hi, Eric, RP. What's happening? Alessandro. So Susan Wyand's going to be on tomorrow night. Cheryl. Will you be on my... Everyone that's on here is totally allowed to be on the show. But, so, like, Kenya, I totally want you to be on. Please. Can you be on my show, please? Jeff Metzger was here this morning. He was like, you know, like, drinking his coffee at 8:12 in the morning. So I was hoping, Gary, that we could do the split screen. Can you... Oh, your bro's here too. Hi. Hi, Dee Dee's family. Hey, Gary, can you do that split screen thing? Does it give you that option? I know, Cheryl, right? Cheryl, you got to be on the show. Tie this one all up. Gary, Cheryl, Susan. There's like this whole one more Saturday night with GaryLambert thing happening here. I think he's checking. Oh my goodness. What was I thinking? Hold on. I can't find my good hat. I can't find my good hat. I had a hat. I had my Dr. John hat all set. It matches this green. Motor! Did you know I studied sound healing at California Institute? Oh! Please. Heck yeah. When? Well, we'll have to look at the calendar because, kids, it's getting crazy here. At least June. I'll just give you a little. I don't know where my green hat is. Today it's been a year since Mac left the planet. June. Okay. So tomorrow night is Susan. Monday night. Hi, Bill. It's me. My friend Anthony is on Tuesday. Coakley Coast Thursday. Corona Roki Thursday. Friday is me. Because I'm doing a gig, and I did a gig yesterday, and it was really fun, and I'm doing one tomorrow. And then Saturday, if Gary's, not out, busting out in New York City, like they are here in Michigan, next week. And then my friends Matt and Susan are here, and then it's me. And then Alex DeGrassi's going to be here, and Coquelicot and Corona Roki, and yeah. Then what about Sunday, June 21st? Do Sundays work for you? We just do it right here. So Gary, were you able to do what I was hoping? I don't know either. Somewhere, let's see, right here. Hold the wire. So you don't even show up as my viewer. Sometimes I guess we just don't have it. Wait, let's try again. I don't know why you don't show up. Oh, there you are. Okay. So if I go like, nope. If I go like that, nope. I'm trying to press a button. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. I'll move my light, because if I don't, then it'll be like right in his face. It'll be like, someone said I looked like an angel, and I was like, oh yeah, this is me, the angel. Here, I could maybe clip it to my hat. So, GaryLambert. Hello.
See, I didn't know I don't know anything about doing any kind of split screen, and I couldn't figure out if it could be done until I was connected to you. So we've never tried this.
No, we haven't. It's all good.
Maybe we'll try rehearsing like we'll do something like an hour before.
What is that word you call? Rehearsing?
Well, I just mean a vision, like a little, call it a sound check rather than a rehearsal. You know what
Rehearsing.
I mean? A tech check, a tech rehearsal, yeah. So we can see, because I don't know if it's feasible to do a split screen in the configuration I'm in.
Yeah, it's not for me. Usually, so in the feed, like right now, if I look down my list of people, my mom, Grace, let's see, Vinny, Bill, I'm able, it says bring them on camera. And then John and Susan and Rosemary, RP, bring them on camera.
Well, what method are you?
It's a Facebook thing.
See, I haven't tried that yet. I've been using FaceTime on my phone or on my computer.
Right, but I was just trying to see if, because I've had pretty cool success with people splitting. Hi, Mama Grace. But it's fine. This is cool.
Well, it's entirely feasible we can do this, but we'll have to figure out how beforehand. I don't either. None of that's important to me. I'm happy I'm here.
Friday date. Vinny, you can come on any day. I don't book the days anymore, except tomorrow morning I do have it booked, and it'll be really nice. But Friday day, 11/11. Friday night, I think I'll be doing a concert with my friend, which we are doing tomorrow. He is on Facebook. Gary's on Facebook. He's got it in front of him.
I am on Facebook. What I'm using right now to talk to you is my Apple FaceTime.
No, I know, but you are on Facebook.
I am on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm still clinging to Facebook despite Mark Zuckerberg and his.
Well, I'm not. I can't even. I'm doing this because this is what I know.
Yeah.
How and
too many people.
I mean, if I stopped being on Facebook today, I'd have more time, but then I wouldn't be here. And people go, "Why don't you Zoom it?" And I go, "Because then you have to invite people and this way people scroll through, stay on, split."
Until we come up with something better, we are basically here. Facebook has us until we come up with something better.
Yeah, well, let me know. I've invented so many. I do so much on my own. Not inventing. Oh, I've invented so much. I mean, like I do my own thing. That it's nice to be part of this large community of people.
Right.
So, Mark. Yeah, Susan says hi. Susan.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. And I see Cheryl is here too.
I know.
Cheryl and I, she worked security at Presents when I did, and she also worked security at A's games at the Oakland Coliseum. So I would see her in these two vastly different contexts. And I think maybe she works the indoor Coliseum for Warriors too. I'm not sure about that.
She worked for Warriors. She worked for shows. She used to hook Nino and I up.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and now she's been so cool. This past year, she came to my dad's memorial in Berkeley, and then I introduced her to Sibylla, and then she loaned Sibylla her car. It was like this.
Wow.
Like, what's your friend Sibylla like? Could I loan her my car? And I'm like, totally, dude. I'd give Sibylla my house. I'd be like, here, whatever. So anyway, it's one of those community connection. Hi, Cindy. Anyway, until we figure something else out, I'm like, I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with it.
Yeah. For now, it's a utility for us to use for our purposes. And not get caught up in the more nefarious purposes. That's the way I'm looking at it.
But I wish I could find my Dr. John hat. I have this particular same hat maker, but it's green. Mm-hmm. And I wore it at least 3 different shows. And the first time he saw me in the audience, he was like, because he had a green hat on, and then the next time I wore it again. And did I tell you my Dr. John story? I mean, I have a few of them, but Nino and Matt were good friends.
Oh, cool.
And that's how I learned that song, Pictures and Paintings.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Jackie Green uses 2 cameras. Yeah, I'm using, I'll have my laptop on soon. Hi, Emily. Anyway, so we were partying with him New Year's Eve once, and then this other stuff happened, and I knew his doctor and all this stuff. But I was at, Bill in the Middle, Greg Abbott. That's a whole other story. You know, my brother invited Greg out to the Bay Area. That's where that all happened. Anyway, so I've worn these same glasses for like 10 years. Same style, same frame and everything, because I can kind of like go whack with them and find them on the floor and they'll still work. But sometimes they get a little loose. This pair doesn't, but I've had a loose pair. And one night at Tipitina's, it was a fundraiser, and I was upstairs on the balcony. There's around, you've been in Tips, right? In New Orleans?
Strangely enough, I've never been at Tips.
Okay.
Well, I've only been in New Orleans twice so far, so not that surprising.
You've been everywhere else there, so.
Yeah, almost.
Well, Tipitina's has a balcony around, like how the House of Blues does. The band is down here. So the Good Doctor is on stage. Place is packed. People are like lined up on the walls, packed. And I'm sitting there upstairs. Well, not sitting. I'm dancing, and I'm right above him, watching his hands. Kind of like you're at SF Jazz, but a lot more hot and sweaty and cheaper. And I'm bent over, and all of a sudden my glasses fall off of my face, knock the Good Doctor on the head, and bounce on his piano onto the ground. Kind of went like just barely, didn't go bam, but kind of like, and I'm like, and I needed my glasses, they're my glasses, and I'm in New Orleans for the next month. So I go downstairs, and I'm like, always, I can usually get backstage, and there's like people, and I'm like, excuse me, to the security guys, and he's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, what's up? I'm like, I need to get my glasses. What? And there's, everybody's dancing. I'm like, I need to get my, and they're like, sorry, no. And then I got my glasses, and the Good Doctor had a nice thing to say about it afterwards. But anyway, here are my glasses, same glasses, because I had them tightened.
Those glasses are 0 degrees of separation from Mac Rebneck.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. Hi, Lou Lanza. You are fabulous. Thank you so much. See, like Lou, I could bring him on camera. There's something that some people have. Hi, Ray. Hi, Sam. Sam Siriano's here. Last night was so crazy. We had, first it seemed like there were quite a few Italians on. And then it was, oh, look at my crooked ear. And then it ended up, there were like 10 of us, we all went to high school together.
Oh, nice.
A couple of, like 10 years span of different people, but we all had the same teachers because the nuns pretty much never left. One of them's still alive, but anywhere. Anywhere? I just read the word where. Lou was great. So, how's Queens? Was it loud today? Were the streets like?
Not where I live.
No? Okay.
I'm on a very quiet street in general. It is not that close. There's a main thoroughfare down here, but it wouldn't be where any activity was happening. But I thought today was a very inspiring day from inside my house from what I was seeing around the country.
Yeah.
A very positive day, a very encouraging day. Like something has turned, and something from which there's no turning back. And it's on us to keep that going, to keep that momentum going. It'll be interesting to the combined forces of what's happening there, that momentum forward, and this reality of the health thing. This was a really interesting kind of convergence of weird things, and how one affects the other remains to be seen. But I feel like the world got healthier in a certain sense today.
I think the world is, and during the whole pandemic, the world is that the environment has gotten healthier for sure.
That's right. Crazy. Yeah, that's the weirdest that you see pictures of the air in Los Angeles as it was in February and how it is now, and it's like, you say, well, does LA really want to go back?
And there are animals that have never been, there are these crazy birds and all kinds of, Etelka, hi Etelka. Yeah, that's that one thing, but never stop, like Melanie says, never stop.
Yes.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, and we have to figure out how to balance the keep it rolling and also the keep people healthy, and keep people safe side of the equation. And this is going to be an incredible challenge, but I think people are really up for incredible challenges right now. The thing of being so stationary for the last 3 months, I think, has created an energy in us, in a way. So, I'm fascinated to see what happens. I'll tell you, one of my big heroes right now is the mayor of Washington, D.C. Is she a badass or what? She is just laying down so much smack right now. And, so proud of her. Fearless, articulate, funny, eloquent, she's formidable, and I'm glad she's in that job.
My friend Roxanne, I'm changing the subject quickly. There was a bobcat spotted, 10 minutes, 15 minutes from where I'm standing right now, sitting.
Wow.
Bobcat.
Bobcat. The whole wildlife factor is going to get pretty interesting too. There have been a lot of coyotes in LA, and they often are in the Hollywood Hills, but now they're on the surface streets quite a bit.
They're just cruising around. They're here too. There's coyote, and Lillian and I walk at night. I actually bought some pepper spray today.
For coyotes.
Well, for coyote. Because one night we were walking about 2 weeks ago, back from my mom's, and all of a sudden we were charged by 3 animals, and I thought they were coyotes, and I picked Lillian up. I bent down, and all of a sudden I see these eyes, and it were 3 dogs that this guy down the street lets his dogs walk off leash at midnight.
Yeah.
But I didn't know at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really dig the coyote thing. I think it's lovely that they're out there, but I don't want them in downtown LA or St. Joseph.
Right.
I feel bad for them that they're here.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, it is not a healthy environment for them.
But anyway, so tell us about last night.
Oh, last night.
Teal.
Yeah, as I've said before here, I kind of dance around my whole Grateful Dead thing when I'm not doing that.
Can you tell people who you are? Because I know,
maybe newcomers, yes. I am, well, first and foremost, I'm a friend of Jenna Mammina, and that's all I really need on my resume.
And I'm a friend of GaryLambert.
But, I have worked for a long time for the Grateful Dead, first when they were still a touring entity, and for the last, now it's been 25 years, for the various offshoots and individual projects, and also kind of helping to manage their legacy in the form of reissues of archival recordings and just keeping the fan community together and all that. And I do a radio show on the Sirius XM Grateful Dead channel every Sunday, which I'm getting back to doing.
Oh, good.
We've been in reruns. It's usually a live 2-hour call-in show. We can't do it live yet because the Sirius XM building is still restricted, so the engineers can't, be mingling in close quarters. So
Are there actually people there, though? I mean, are there people?
They have the barest staff that is there to keep the system on the air, just the tech people. They can't have the individual program engineers. So we can't do our show live, which usually features listener call-ins. So what we're doing until that can happen is pre-producing new recorded programs. Some will be like sort of thematic specials, and others will be kind of a mixed bag magazine show with some talk and some interviews and some archival musical material. So we're figuring it out as we go along, but our show is going to be back. So I've got that. And then since shelter-in-place stuff started, I've been working with the Grateful Dead. Every Friday night, we do this thing called Shakedown Stream, which is a different full concert video from their vast archives every Friday. And before we show the video, David Lemieux, who's the band's official archivist, and I do a little pre-show, and we bring in a guest each week. We started out doing it at half an hour, and it went so well, and the talk was so good that we extended it to 45 minutes. Last night we just had to go to an hour because our guest was Oteil Burbridge. And for anyone out there who doesn't know who Oteil is, he's the bass player in one of the current Grateful Dead Alumni Association offshoots called Dead and Company, which features original band members Bob Weir, Mickey Hart, and Bill Kreisman, the fabulous singer, songwriter, guitarist, pop star guy John Mayer, who let his inner Deadhead out in recent years and hooked up with these guys, spectacular keyboardist named Jeff Clementi.
Yay, Jeff!
As far as I'm concerned, the best keyboardist ever to play this repertoire. And Oteil, who has an amazing musical history, for the last, I think, 20 years of the Allman Brothers Band. He was their bass player. Before that, he goes back to the Atlanta music scene with Colonel Bruce Hampton and the Aquarium Rescue Unit, an amazing, very influential band. Colonel Bruce Hampton was sort of a godfather to this whole Southern rock scene, but also had like a whole Sun Ra side to him, a whole avant-garde side to him, a deep blues side to him, and a fantastic man who left the planet a couple of years ago.
On stage.
On stage. At the last moment of his 70th birthday concert with so many of the musicians he nurtured on stage with him.
On stage.
And he just lay down and died on stage. And,
Were you there, Gary?
I was not.
Okay.
Read about it the next morning, and it was just, because Bruce became a friend of mine in later years. But anyway, Oteil comes from that. He's also got a huge New Orleans connection. He's played with a lot of people in the New Orleans scene. And
he's had his own band play.
He's had his own band. He's had this Oteil and Friends outfit that he's had around. Plays with a lot of people. He's one of the most respected musicians in this whole world, the whole improv rock world, funk world, blues world. Just he can play anything, and he's enriched our scene tremendously. And he's also just an incredible human being, just a fantastic, deep, thoughtful, philosophical, well-informed, socially conscious cat. And we've been doing these shows, and every week we have raised, on the Shakedown Stream show, we have raised money for charities during the pandemic, and they've been mostly COVID-19 related. Organizations like Music Cares and Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, Feeding America, just to address people who have been directly impacted by this. Last night we decided to go in a slightly different direction because of events in America over the past couple of weeks, and our beneficiary was the ACLU. Because
Nice.
civil rights and civil liberties we're just rushed right into the forefront again these past couple of weeks. And also, it relates to voting rights, all constitutional rights, and voting rights are going to be challenged and threatened over the next few months. So the ACLU could not be a more important beneficiary. And Oteil was the perfect person to have on as our guest yesterday to address this. because, as I said, he's incredibly well-informed and socially conscious, and can come to this from so many different positions, as an artist, as a father, as an African-American father of mixed-race children. So he understands so much the implications of everything that's happened in America recently and throughout his lifetime. And we went deep, we went really, really deep into this. And as I said, we extended the show to an hour because there was no way we could stop. I wouldn't have stopped at an hour if we had that option, and we talked about a lot that needs to be done, and we take, when we announce our guests, we say they have a place where people can send in questions for the guests. And, with the Grateful Dead audience, it's like, oh, what was your favorite show? And the musicians always say, I don't know. I've played 3,000 of them. How do I know which one my favorite?
In the last 2 years, I've played 3,000 shows.
Right, and there's some technical questions. There's some questions about the music. There's some questions about, his history with the Allman Brothers, all that stuff. But one question that got asked a lot, and I was really happy to see it asked, and we distilled several of those questions down to one, was people from our audience asking, what can I do to help in this world right now? And, acknowledging that obviously the Grateful Dead has an overwhelmingly white audience, and that they have been insulated from a lot of these questions and have lived their lives, if not untroubled by these questions. They have been daily preoccupations for them. And a lot of people were saying, what can I learn? Basically, how do I become an ally? And Oteil got very deep, talking about that. And it was also nice to put the lie to this whole music should be a political thing. The Grateful Dead aren't political, so I don't want to be political. And that was always kind of a lie. The Grateful Dead were not institutionally political in that they didn't, as a group, say we endorse this candidate. Because they were individuals. They were very independent-minded people, although they were very much on the same page a lot of the time. But they didn't want to seem like they were like proselytizing or evangelizing for any one thing. They supported a tremendous number of good causes through their various charitable efforts, all of them progressive in nature. So you could see what their politics were without them being explicit about it. But one thing I was delighted to bring up in the course of the conversation, because actually one of the viewers sent in this specific question, wanted to know about a benefit the Grateful Dead did in 1971 for the Black Panther Party. Wow. And it's an extremely historically obscure item in their history. It's like very poorly documented. As you know, they're one of the best documented bands ever. Everyone's got a set list from thousands of shows, and there are tapes out there and there are recordings. The way this show came about was they met Huey Newton on a plane when they were both flying from the Bay Area to New York. They got to talking about stuff, and by the end of the flight, they were telling Huey, "Hey, if there's anything we can do for you guys for the party, if you need a benefit or something, let's get in touch." And so they played this benefit for the Black Panther Party at the old Oakland Auditorium, later the Henry J. Kaiser Convention Center. And it was not promoted so much as a Grateful Dead concert. It was a Black Panther rally, and they were part of it. So it really wasn't marketed to their audience very well. It was like marketed to the community in Oakland and around San Francisco. But they did play that benefit, and I was happy to use that as sort of a counterweight to the this should be political. This should be apolitical. Music has no place in politics, which is such nonsense. So that was very satisfying, and Oteil was just amazing. He's just such a beautiful cat. You can actually watch that if you go to YouTube/Grateful Dead, and you just look up Shakedown Stream. They're keeping the pre-show up there.
Or if Jeff is still here, he's really great at posting that stuff.
Yeah, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, if you could post the link to last night's Shakedown Stream.
Jeff, he was on this morning. He's like, "Where's your tie-dye, Jenna?" And then I said, "Well, I don't know, Jeff." And then I knew I was in my kitchen. Where's my apron? It's over here. Because I didn't have tie-dye on this morning. I'm like, wait a second, because it's Saturday. I have to have my tie-dye on.
Ah. You know, there's no dress code.
Well,
11/11.
but one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert.
Well, it's fine. I definitely do not require tie-dye.
I know, no, Jeff and I did this a couple weeks ago. This was when it started, we did tie-dye Saturdays.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
yep.
Well, yeah, I am not a tie-dye absolutist.
No, you're not a tie-dye. I don't think I've ever, we talked
about, you may have seen me occasionally in something.
Maybe.
But it's not years ago, like I went through a phase, early 1970s, I would say. That's a long time ago.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff's on it. Jeff will post the link. Hi, Mary Carson. So, yeah, O'Teal. Check it out. Check him out.
O'Teal's an amazing cat, and he brings so much to this music, so much of himself. So, yeah, I love the fact that people keep coming into this music whose frame of reference is not all Insular or Grateful Dead. It's not all in the bubble, you know. That's why I love Joe Russo playing this music, and that's why I love O'Teal playing this music, and that's why I love Clementi playing this music, because then you're getting stuff that was never considered, within this musical sphere, and it re-energizes it and reinvents it, and that's what should happen.
That's what should happen. Are you seeing what Jeff just typed in?
Going to ask if anything similar to now has occurred. Nothing similar to now has happened in anybody's history currently living, except I would say the only year I can compare this year to is 1968. When we had assassinations and riots at the conventions, and there was a lot going on in 1968 that felt this, kind of on the edge of something really cataclysmic happening.
What do you think? How do you think Bill would have responded if he were here today?
Oh, Bill would have been all over the place producing benefits and trying to make trouble and social change and all that.
And food, lots of food.
Yeah, Bill actually, Bill, the original Fillmore Auditorium, Bill kind of had to leave the Fillmore Auditorium because the Fillmore neighborhood kind of exploded in 1968 with riots and people it was kind of hard to get people to come to that neighborhood at that point. So that's part of why he wound up down on Market Street.
Really?
Became Fillmore West, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Bill was always there for people who wanted to do benefits for righteous causes. And as he got his office firebombed because of it, because of him protesting Ronald Reagan's visit to a SS cemetery in Germany. So, yeah, Bill, it's hard. Bill would be how old now? 90?
Yeah, it's about my dad's age.
Yeah, he would have been 90, I think, next year. So, he might have been retired. It's hard to imagine a retired Bill Graham. But, he was a warrior.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking tea, regular old, black tea, in my Renee Magritte cup.
Beautiful.
Both sides.
Or
Magritte, yes.
That's cool. What did you have? What kind of food have you been making this week?
Boy, it's been very random. I haven't been haven't been too elaborate. Made a burger one night, made pasta. Had some soup a couple of nights. I haven't been that ambitious in the cooking department. I think I'm about to get more of that. It's now getting beautiful here. It rained today, but there's been temperatures in the 70s and 80s, so I might grill something in the next few days, and but food has not been a preoccupation. That's been kind of a thing.
You haven't been baking any bread, or?
Haven't been baking bread. It's.
Isn't that funny? It was like my first sourdough bread, and I'm like, I just figured out the microphone.
Yeah. There's this there's this famous New York Times recipe, well, it's the Sullivan Street Bakery here in New York. Their recipe for this no-knead bread, which just invariably comes out incredibly. So that has been the real go-to of a lot of people. It's hard for me to bake a whole loaf of bread, and then, I live alone, and
I would eat it.
I don't have an audience. I would eat it, but I don't get as motivated to cook when I'm just cooking.
Sure.
I keep it very simple. I'll make a quick stir fry or something like that. But it's
maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got some shrimp for stir fry, and I'll treat myself a little bit this week.
My sister and I were talking about Red Farm today.
Oh, Red Farm. Oh, it's probably harder for me to have it so close than it is for you to have it, like thousands so far away from Michigan, because I haven't ridden the subway in what, almost 4 months now. So it's I know it's there, and I guess they're doing pickup. And
Dee Dee, are you still here? Dee Dee, are you a Red Farm girl? Dee Dee lives in the village. And she's been sending videos of what's been happening in the city, and we've posted. She was on last night. We posted a couple of videos down at Washington Square and different stuff. But
nice.
Yeah, Red Farm.
Now you've done it.
I know. Oh, she's here. She's here. Do you go to Red Farm, Dee Dee? Yeah. Lisa and I, we were just talking New York today. What if you were in New York, what would you be doing? I said, well, I do my museums, I'd go to my music, but I think my first restaurant would be Red Farm. She was like, oh, Red Farm, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's New York's plan? Like, well, Michigan's open, Gary. We're like, party, and I'm like,
well, New York says it is starting phase 1 of reopening, and I don't know exactly what that entails. I'm content to wait to see how things go rather than rush into anything. I'm just keeping myself supplied at home, and I don't want to be one of the people who says, oh, it's cool. I want other people to make that judgment, and I want to see how it goes, because I'm in an age where I'm vulnerable, where I'm a higher risk. So
drinking in the streets. They're drinking in the streets of New York City.
That's not wise.
It's like New Orleans. What's going on, kids? Drinking in the streets.
Yeah, there's going to be some acting out, obviously, when people start, and it'll be interesting to see the extent to which that is dealt with.
Oh, the police are hanging out, yeah.
Yeah, and that's another element. The police are hanging out for reasons other than the public health issue, which is kind of ironic.
Without masks. Oh, cool.
Oh, God, I saw a police without masks incident that I won't even get into too deeply, but it was kind of infuriating.
I'm going to brush my hair on that one.
Yeah.
You're not party ready in St. Joe. You're not, Karen? Well, a lot of people sure seem to be party ready in St. Joseph, and I'm not. I read Dave Tronzo posted today. I hadn't seen it, and then I had to check for myself the uptick in Florida and in Georgia. People are on the beach like, hey, well, the governor said it was okay. Okay.
Right. I'm not. Have you noticed the extent to which your governor is an idiot in his daily activities? The governors of Georgia and Florida are the two possible worst examples of people to take advice from, and they are the ones who have reopened these states. That would seem to be a cue to do the exact opposite. But no. These are people who want to hear what they want to hear. And if a complete idiot tells them it's cool, they'll say, oh, right on. So.
I'm not saying stay in your house for the next year, but just be gentle. Like I had a concert Friday. Was that yesterday? Yesterday, Friday, with Tom Costanzo, and we were in his yard. He and Wendy have this cute little yard, Yeah, Michigan's like fast. Like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we had a concert yesterday, and one of the shows ended up getting like, I don't know, 1,400 views, and then we're playing tomorrow again at 4:00. My little shameless self promotion because I can, because it's my show.
Come on.
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the corner of South State Street and Main Street, State and Main, and down in St. Joseph, right outside. You can bring a chair. There's plenty of room for social distancing. It's right across from Froggy Park. It's at 4:00. You can bring a little food, a little drink, and a little donation to throw into the bucket. But Tom Costanzo is a great guitar player, and he was playing last night, and I looked back at him and I said, I have to tell you something. He said, what? I said, you kind of remind me of someone right now. And he said, who? And I said, I don't know. He goes, who? And I said, Jerry Garcia. And he goes, oh, cool. He was like, he was playing on. So, yeah. So I have food here. Grace has food, and we get together and put our food together, and Mitch, and it's good. It's cool. Sometimes, and today Lillian and I just hung out. She's not feeling so fantastic right now. Hi, Pearlie.
Hi, Lillian.
I know. Maybe I should go get her. But, so yeah, Michigan, you can get your hair done in about a week. Yeah, he's found. Besides the Grateful Dead, Gary, I know of other people you've worked with. Can you tell people some of the other things you've done? Like when you first moved to the Bay Area or to New York, I knew you were doing some cool stuff.
Well, I've had a lot of relationships with a lot of people in music. Some of which developed when I was working for Bill Graham, and I got to promote shows by certain artists. So I then developed a longer relationship, including Ornette Coleman, which was one of the great gifts in my life, to have him for a friend and mentor and just person to hang out with and acquire wisdom from. For a while, I had the insane job of managing NRBQ.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, and NRBQ, one of the great bands that most of the world has never heard of. You know, one of those bands that are incredibly just sort of a small cult of fans, but they've been around for like 40 plus years. Well, there's a current edition of NRBQ, which I am not affiliated with, but the band that was together for, like 35 plus years.
So they're different people. They're new members.
Yeah, that's an area I don't really want to get
into
because it did not end well between the members of the band, and then one member of the band decided to take it upon himself to appropriate the name without the permission of the other people. So
that happens. I've seen that happen in another band that I know really well, but I won't say.
Yeah, So I'm not associated with that anymore. But the time I worked with them was both glorious and maddening because it's clear that they were a band that was never going to get beyond a certain point, and we're always going to be in kind of a state of struggle. But musically, it was glorious. They just created something extraordinary, an amazing little world of melding different musics, and they could go from a rockabilly tune to a Thelonious Monk tune to the theme from a TV sitcom to anything. They were just game for anything, and so much fun, so joyous. So I cherish that experience. That was great. Artist management is not really a field that I was particularly keen on doing because it's like a daycare of 5 grown people or 4 grown people, and I don't think I was really that well cut out for it. I did my job well, but it wasn't like something I had a real natural affinity for. So there was that, and I've worked kind of just helping out a lot of musical friends of mine, just sort of, people
Thank
like
you.
Oh yeah, well, what a joy, and people like Peter Applebaum, Stephen Bernstein, all those people. I've been an advocate of their music and their careers. I've tried to turn them on to some opportunities. Have succeeded in doing so on a number of occasions, and that's just a great joy for me, you know. So I will continue to do that no matter what, whether it's a job or just a matter of sheer pleasure.
I can't imagine that first gig. You know, a Peter, you know, Stephen, MTO, something's gonna, wherever they are, wherever they play first.
Oh man, yeah. You know, Peter's done some online things.
Yeah.
Stephen's been doing these beautiful little things, recording himself, overdubbing himself, like playing like these beautifully soulful, mournful versions of like the Star Spangled Banner, or you know, harmonized on, you know, like 5 slide trumpets. And Peter just, I think, recorded a solo performance of his that he's going to be putting online.
The piano, where he's playing piano?
I think this is a piano performance. And he's done some duo performances with Mike McGinnis on reeds. Yeah, you know, I mean, I love all that musicians are doing to make themselves known, keep themselves known. And I can't wait till we can be together with them in a room, hearing the play, giving them our energy, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's a wonderful interview. Well, it's one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. I guess it's time for me to ask, will you come back next week, Gary?
I will.
You will?
I will, sure. Yeah, I mean, at some point, especially now that I'm doing the Sunday show again and I'm doing these Friday night things, at some point I'm going to get so sick of the sound of my own voice that I may take a Saturday night.
You can take next Saturday night off if you want to.
Let me come back next Saturday and we'll see if we can figure out this split screen
What
thing.
are we going to do? What am I going to do on Saturday night?
Well, then I won't make you go cold turkey. I'll come back next Saturday.
Okay.
And then, you know, maybe you can like talk to other people who might fill a similar slot on the Saturday and line them up as my substitute. I won't permanently go away.
Maybe we could do like Julie Luce just said, it's a tradition. Maybe we could do, like, you could impersonate Gary Lambert. And we could do, like 1 week Julie could do it, and 1 week Melanie could be Gary. And
I would watch that.
I have a cousin, his name is Joey D. I don't know if you saw the show with my cousin Scooter DiMaggio, the guy that, he's the artist that made the duct tape art. This crazy duct tape. Oh, I got to get him back on just to show that. Well, his brother Joey D impersonates me. Singing. Scatting. And his mannerisms and everything. I mean, when he first did it, he did it on stage at an open mic one night. He's like, tonight, my open mic song, I'm going to be Jenna Mammina. And I was like, what? And he did. And it was kind of true. Mike Busby and my cousin Joey D. I've seen them in, like, down to the fascinating.
Wow, that's very flattering. You know?
Yeah, kind of. Kind of. But I'm just thinking that, yeah, I don't want to think about what's going to be like. And everything's changing. People go, oh, are you still going to do this? And yeah, I'm going to do it because, like Melanie says, never stop. And it might be shorter. It might be, you know, people go, well, what are you going to do? And I like, well, maybe it'll end up being, maybe people will, you know, like I really am grateful when people donate because, you know, donate to my PayPal, donate to my, I listen to podcasts and people always say in the podcast, if you'd like to donate, and I think, why do they have to say that every show? I get it, because I'm doing this out of my love and community and connection, and I spend a lot of time booking and talking and hyping it up and everything. And I'm super grateful when all of a sudden I hear bing on Venmo or the PayPal, and I would rather be out doing gigs than doing a gig online, Because like tomorrow night I'm doing a gig online, and we're gonna have our virtual tip jar and all that stuff. But I'm so appreciative when people say to me, I get so much from this show, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Not for the money, but just saying that. They get this thing, and then they go, and by the way, I'm going to put some money in your PayPal. And I'm like, cool, great, yay. You know, it's all, it helps us all. This helps me, you help me by being here. You know, this is our connection that we'll have, that 20 years from now we'll talk about. Remember when we first started 1111 on your iPad and your iPhone? And now look where we are.
And when you're back on the road, you can still figure out ways to do it. Have you seen John Mayer's little Instagram talk show?
No.
John Mayer has been doing this while touring. It's called Current Mood. And he even he will set up like a little cardboard talk show set behind him, and sometimes it's just him.
Is he touring?
He's not touring now. I'm talking about this predated the pandemic. He was doing this as a regular matter of course.
Like he'd be in a hotel room and he would do this.
He'd be in his hotel room. He'd be in his dressing room after the show. He'd be on his day off between shows. Sometimes he'd be at home off the road, and he'd just do a current mood show. And sometimes it'd just be him. Other times, like he did one where he had Maggie Rogers with him, and she sang a song, you know. And it's very cool, you know, because it's the most direct way. I mean, he's got like over 1 million followers on Instagram. You know, here he is with this huge audience, and it's totally low tech, you know, funny.
He's funny guy.
He's So that's, you know, so if he can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, well, we did Instagram last week, and maybe we'll do Instagram tomorrow. I kind of forget sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, my mom is like, hey, where's the dog? Lillian's over here. Last night she was barking during the gig, and I said, if Lillian wasn't my dog, and because she was like,
right.
And now she's being so quiet. Something's not right.
Oh, man.
Pearl, what's wrong? I don't know. She's super, super mellow tonight.
Well, she'll get over it. It's a mellow part.
You'll get over it. You'll be a freak tomorrow. We have another show tomorrow, so she'll be over it.
Cool.
Do you have any plans for tomorrow?
Just a little work-related stuff. Got to start prepping the radio show that's going to air a week from tomorrow. The one that's airing tomorrow is already recorded, and it's pretty cool. If people have Sirius XM, they can tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern. And it's our first show back. It's our return show. We did a special a few weeks ago, but this is, we hope, the beginning of the every Sunday tradition starting again. So
cool. So you'll be in the city, and David, does he?
No, I'll be here. It's already recorded. I recorded my half from here, and he recorded his half from his house in Oakland. And we do a cool thing. We each set up our digital recorder, digital audio recorder. We connect via FaceTime or Zoom, I think it was. So we have a visual on each other, and we converse as though we're in the same studio. Then I take my digital audio file and send it to him, and he puts the conversation together and it sounds as though we were in the same room. Then he sends it to our engineer, and he puts it on the air. So
that's
pretty cool.
And who is your engineer?
It's just a guy. Actually, the Sirius XM office in D.C. is running our show now. And they are a little more open for business, because they own their building. They're not regulated by the same conditions as, you know, Sirius XM in New York is in this big building that's part of the Rockefeller Center complex. So they can't make their own rules. In DC, they've got their own freestanding thing, so it's a little easier there.
And I think it either happened or it's happening where Mark Ruffin and the rest of the people that were at Jazz at Lincoln Center, they're moving over to your building.
I think so. I think that's in the progress, although I don't know how the progress of that.
It all happened like.
Yeah. They built a whole new floor of Sirius XM. It used to be the 36th and 37th floors. They acquired the 35th floor, and they built a stairway down to it. They knocked a hole in the floor, so they have extra space now.
Yeah, just knock a hole in the floor.
Just knock a hole in the floor. Why?
Rockefeller Center, bam, boom.
Yeah.
There's a bar at Rockefeller Center, and it's a bar, and on all the walls there are people painted. I think it's in the bottom of the NBC building.
Uh-huh.
My friend KP and I used to go there and have martinis.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like you're in a crowded room because there are all these people painted on the wall.
Cool.
But, well, I'm really happy that we connected tonight, and I'm happy that everybody's here. Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Karen and Melanie. And if you were out today, I even got a video from Lake County in Northern California that there was a march up there, and that was really beautiful. And Sibylla sent video from Berkeley, and there was a march here in South Haven that was really great. And
yeah, it was great to see marches in these like little towns. You know, just like a handful of people making their presence known. My friends marched in Flemington, New Jersey, which is a pretty small town. But while their daughters were down in D.C. as part of the crowd. So it's great. Let's keep it up.
Keep it up. And tomorrow night I'm doing, before my 11:11, there's a vigil here in Benton Harbor that I'm going to be going. I'm a part of. I'm singing, but I'm going to sing whatever they ask me to do. But tomorrow morning Carlos Reyes is on the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he plays violin and harp.
Yeah.
And he's played with kind of a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember him from the Bay Area quite well. Yeah.
Like he and Norton played together for a long time, and so that'll be really fun. And then and tomorrow night is Susan. So she just asked how long the show goes. The show can be as long as you want it to be. It can be, originally it was 11 minutes and 11 seconds, and it's been as long as 2 hours. So
yeah, we've gone well over an hour a couple of times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
I'm actually running out of voice, so let's
say goodnight to GaryLambert, everyone. GaryLambert, check him out.
Thanks
Tomorrow, can you post what's happening tomorrow and
Yeah, I'll post the link to my show's Facebook page.
And Jeff posted about last night's show too.
Oh, excellent. So yeah,
Shakedown stream.
Yeah, let me do that right now. Hold on. I'm copying, I'm pasting, I'm putting it there. So yeah, this is the info for our radio show coming up. And there it comes.
And what is your shirt? Oh, is that a Bimbo's? That's a Bimbo's.
Bimbo's 365.
Took me till just now to see what that was all about. Oh, Bimbo's.
And it actually has an illustration of the girl in the fishbowl.
Yeah,
on
it
the
does.
Back. Let me turn around. Hold on. Can you see that? Girl in the fishbowl.
No, you gotta.
Is that on camera?
Kinda. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Bimbo's. Man,
Yeah.
I performed there twice, and I've seen. I went to so many great shows there.
Yeah, great old San Francisco institution. Used to be a Frank Sinatra hangout. You know, it goes way back.
Yeah,
way
those
back.
walls could talk.
Yeah, I'll say.
Thank you, Rich. Great to see you. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. 11:11 with GaryLambert.
Love you, Jenna.
I love you too.
Be in touch during the week.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
Bye. Thank you. He's so cool. So, it's 12:17. We went. So Susan, we don't need to go. But Susan is really interesting. She's a photographer. She's a photographer of rock stars, concerts, festivals, and bye. See you tomorrow night. I was saying goodbye to Susan. And Julie, see you. I got your message. I didn't respond because I received it when I was driving. And let's talk. And I hope you do get to go to Colorado this week. Marla Marsala, hi. Thank you for donating. Thank you, Marla Marsala. Oh, big hug to you. And Dom, wow. Wow. You have a lot going on. Thank you. That was really, I saw that and I thought, see you, Rich. See you Wednesday night. That was a beautiful gift. Thank you so much. I'm fading also. Okay, Lynette's out of here. Gary's out of here. Come back tomorrow morning. Carlos Reyes. And tomorrow night, Susan. I love you too. I would love to see you sometime. Quentin, will you please be on my show? A great Sunday to all. Please, 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 please. I've been waiting for you to message me to say yes. Now I'm going to wait longer because here's your invitation. Quentin. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Rich. You want to? Or are you saying, hey now, like, hey now? Or are you saying, hey now? Like you would come on right now and say hi? Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, thank you. I will take the test. I promise. Hi, Quentin. How's Nashville? Oh, the moon was beautiful last night. It was so gold and it was really nice. I would love. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna press the camera, and if you just to say if you are still there and you feel like connecting and saying hello for 1 minute, and if not, I totally. He declined the invitation. Okay. Well, let's all go out, look out at the moon, and honor ourselves for the day in preparation for tomorrow. And I'm happy that you can see the moon. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Good night. Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you all. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna and Lily and Pearl. I love you, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do want you to come on sometime because, girl, you got some stories. I understand, Quentin. Well, I would love for you to come on sometime. So please do not hesitate. Let me know what your availability is, and I would get you to come on. I would get you on whenever you work because I'm sure you're out working every night now. Nashville is wide open, yeah? Be careful out there. Hi, Sandy. Tomorrow morning, Carlos, 4 p.m. tomorrow, I will be back on my Facebook Live page doing a concert with Tom Costanzo. And then tomorrow night with Susan. Good night. Good morning. Love hard. Real hard.